But first, at 5, drug enforcement agents carry out a massive multi-city bust. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
We're the D. We're not going after low-level retail drug traffickers. We are going after drug trafficking organizations, the networks. At 4:45 a.m., beneath the cold gray skies of Orlando, the silence was torn apart by the thunder of federal justice. A flashbang cracked the night, and Florida's largest anti-corruption raid in decades began. From Miami to Jacksonville, elite teams from the FBI and ICE moved in perfect unison, an unstoppable machine of American precision. Above, drones glided in total silence. Below, black-clad music agents tightened their grips on rifles. Then came the single command that split the dark: execute. The streets erupted. Helicopters roared, radios screamed. Within seconds, every signal, music, every camera, every escape route went dead. Agents stormed the illegal bar and casino. The glittering facade of a criminal empire built on blood money and betrayal. Inside, chaos exploded. Poker chips flew through the air like shrapnel. Doors splintered under battering rams. Two men burst from the back door, dragging duffel bags packed with cash, gold, and narcotics, only to be crushed to the ground before they could vanish into the night. Behind mirrored walls, agents uncovered 3 hidden safes. $1.44 million in cash, gold bars, and 600 pounds of meth and cocaine. In the VIP room, trays of blue fentanyl pills glittered under crystal chandeliers. Tiny, deadly imitations of prescription drugs. The folks that are selling this don't care about your health. They don't care about your safety. They don't care about the lives of your family. They don't care about the lives of your friends. They don't care. They're in it for money. These are massive amounts of drugs. They were destined for our street. Then the real shock hit. Among the suspects stood Sheriff Marcos Lopez. Music, still in full uniform, his badge reflecting the flashing lights of his own arrest. The same statewide prosecutors that have accused suspended Oyola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez of taking part in a multi-million-dollar. What began as a routine raid had turned into a national reckoning. The fall of a corrupt music king, and the birth of a federal firestorm that would soon engulf Florida's law enforcement from the inside out. If the man wearing the badge becomes the enemy, who do you trust? Tap like if you believe the truth must be hunted, even inside the badge. As dawn crept over the Orlando skyline, what began as the arrest of a single dirty cop unraveled into something far darker. A hidden empire buried deep within Florida's own law enforcement. When federal analysts cracked music, the encrypted drive seized from the club, they didn't just find ledgers or names. They found a digital spiderweb of deceit. Every line, every connection led to a system sentiment Operation Eclipse, a financial engine designed to turn cartel blood into clean American dollars. 12 fake corporations, 4 underground casinos, 27 offshore accounts. In just 24 months, more than $90 million flowed through Florida's music banks and investment firms, all under one name, Sheriff Marcos Lopez. For years, Lopez preached integrity, music, at press conferences while his deputies cleared back roads for cartel convoys. He posed as a protector of the people, music, but behind the cameras, he was their gatekeeper. But behind every offshore transfer and secret casino ledger, investigators found music, a darker signature, CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Federal analysts confirmed the Eclipse music network wasn't homegrown. It was engineered by Mexico's most violent cartel, using Lopez's badge as its entry point. The same routes that pumped fentanyl through Texas and California music now bled through Florida. Lopez wasn't just corrupt, he was a liaison, turning state law enforcement into CJNG's American command post. Music? As agents traced the money trail, the rot spread wider. In El Paso, a customs officer smuggled cocaine, music, and migrants through federal gates. In Santa Cruz, agents pocketed $250,000 to move fentanyl-laced trucks. In California, an officer of the year took $400,000 to let cartel convoys, music, roll free. Each revelation struck like a hammer to America's chest, proof that the badge itself had been sold. What once symbolized honor had become a currency for betrayal. Across Florida, living music rooms fell silent. Veterans clenched their fists. Parents turned off the news, and one question echoed like a warning. If even the guardians can be bought, who will protect us? 12 shell companies, 27 offshore accounts, one man pulling the strings. Was Lopez the mastermind or just another pawn in a global game? Smash like if you believe this corruption runs deeper than one man. Comment pawn or king and tell us what you believe. 2 days after the shocking arrest of Sheriff, Music, Marcos Lopez, the skies over Florida turned from peaceful to war. What had started as a single raid had now grown into a statewide counterstrike. The mission was clear. Dismantle every fragment of the Eclipse music network and sever CJNG's grip on American soil. At 5 a.m., the command center in Tampa lit Music up with red dots on a digital map of Florida. Each dot represented an Eclipse asset, a bar, a warehouse, a trucking depot, or Music, a suburban home. D-tactical teams, ICE Homeland Security agents, Music, and FBI strike units moved like clockwork. More than 700 federal agents, 28 SWAT teams, and 15 Black Hawk helicopters operated under one name, Operation Eclipse. From Orlando to Jacksonville, raids erupted with synchronized precision. In Miami, agents raided a luxury mansion where cartel couriers had stashed cash and drugs beneath marble floors. In Tampa, a front company called Sunshine Freight Logistics Music was exposed as a major drug smuggling hub. Agents pried open shipping containers filled with plastic-wrapped methamphetamine. Each brick stamped with the CJNG logo, each worth more music than a small fortune. By dawn, the scale was staggering. 2.7 tons of methamphetamine, cocaine, and fentanyl, 133 guns, and nearly $9 million in cash, music, and gold were seized. But those numbers told only half the story. At an underground casino in CMI, agents met fierce resistance. Armed guards, not gangsters, but private contractors hired by Lopez's network opened fire as federal teams breached the entrance. Slot machines shattered under the gunfire. Poker chips scattered across the carpet like shrapnel. The standoff lasted 9 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. By the end, 4 suspects were dead, 9 arrested, and dozens of lives saved. Further north, ICE agents intercepted a convoy, Music, of tractor-trailers loaded with boxes of counterfeit pharmaceuticals. Each pill looked harmless, but lab tests confirmed it contained pure fentanyl, Music, enough to kill more than 1.5 million Americans. By nightfall, Music 51 suspects had been arrested. Surveillance drones captured a haunting image. A map, Music, of Florida glowing red. Then, one by one, the dots faded to gray as each cartel cell collapsed. Inside the Tampa operations room, the mission commander spoke quietly over the hum of computers. They thought Florida was their safe zone. But tonight, the Sunshine State struck back. For the first time in years, federal agents stood united, not just Music to seize drugs, but to restore honor. And as the light of Operation Eclipse spread, Music across the map, America's message was clear. The shield still stands. When the gunfire faded and the raids were over, the real war began. Inside the Tampa command center, Music stacks of seized laptops, ledgers, and hard drives revealed a truth darker than any narcotic. The Eclipse network had not only bribed law enforcement, it had infiltrated it. At Orlando Metro Police Headquarters, one officer refused to believe what he saw, his own partner being led away in cuffs, the same man he patrolled beside for a decade. In Miami, a deputy broke down as federal agents removed his badge, music, and weapon. In silence, the corridors that once echoed with commands and radios now carried the music sound of shame. The betrayal ran straight into the command structure. Supervisors who looked away. Investigators who stalled cases. Music. Accountants who erased wire transfers. Governor Reynolds called an emergency press conference in Tallahassee. His words echoed through every television in the state. If the badge is dirty, the shield is broken. In downtown Miami, citizens gathered with candles outside police headquarters. Some came to pray, others came to protest. Photos of officers arrested in the purge covered the walls like a tragic mural. Faces once trusted now seen as traitors. A mother holding a folded flag whispered, "My son died of fentanyl." Music. At least now someone fought back.